So you've heard a million times that you need more rotation in your golf swing, but whenever you've tried to do it in the past, you've either created bad sways or you've lost your turns and your tilts in your golf swing, hitting bad golf shots. Well, today I'm gonna cover a couple easy drills and feels so that you can start rotating better in your backswing and in your downswing, just like the pros do, to hit better golf shots. If that sounds like your issues, what we want to do is we want to sort out how you turn and rotate in the golf swing. We're going to break down a couple key things that it's going to enable you to turn and rotate, get you 40, 45 degrees of hip turn, 90 degrees of shoulder turn, which are just some good key metrics that you can look for in your golf swing. So we'll find out why you may or may not be able to do that, and then a couple easy drills for you to do. So let's crack into them right away. So first thing first, what is good hip turn in your golf swing? Tour averages somewhere just past 40 degrees of hip turn with their swings. Now, obviously that's an average, so some are a little bit less, some are a little bit more. A great way to test how much hip turn that you're getting is take an alignment stick or driveway marker, put it through your belt loops, and put another alignment stick on the ground 45 degrees from your feet or your target line. From here, just make a golf swing. Videotape yourself in slow motion, and you're gonna see, oh, as you get up to the top, oh, that's tons, right? That's almost 90 degrees of hip turn. Well, you don't actually need that. That would be too much rotation, and you can have too much anything in the golf swing. But some golfers, you get up to the top of the backswing and they sort of do this, right? And you can see a half decent golf shot. However, I didn't really open my hips. All I really did is, as I got up to the top, I elevated my right side. This would be getting out of tilt. So I'm tilting my right side, but I'm not actually rotating. This is a great way to see if you're turning and rotating. You can do this at home too. You can practice. Put one alignment stick on the ground just like this, one through your belt loops, and then another one through your shoulder line. From here, all you're gonna do is get into your address position. Now it should go, the sequence of course goes hands, arms, club first, so you wanna get the torso going first. But once the torso sort of finishes, the hips are gonna start opening. Again, can you get to about 40 degrees, 45 degrees of hip turn? And then from the last little bit comes from the thoracic and the shoulders. So now I'm 90 degrees. If you can do this at home, great. Can you get a little bit more? Perfect. If you can't, well, maybe you have some mobility issues. There's a couple of things that we can cheat to that. We can drop back that right foot. Tons and tons of the old greats drop their right foot back. It is a great way of allowing yourself some mobility. Your feet don't play a huge outcome on your alignment. Your hips and your shoulders are the most important. Your feet are so minute. Where your feet are truly doesn't matter. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want your feet like this. If your feet are like this, but your hips are square or maybe even closed a little bit and your shoulders are closed, totally fine. You can see I have a bad hip. I took a AK-47 round in my right femur over in Afghanistan. I don't rotate into my right hip very well. So I will often drop back my right foot, and that opens the ability for me to rotate it properly into my hip. It's perfect, right? There's no rule on your feet alignment. If you need it, drop it back. This is a great drill for you. Let's get to the next one. Now for the next drill, all I need you to do is grab yourself a tennis ball, cut about 1/3 off of it. Be very careful when you're doing this. I don't want you to cut your hand. Pros will often use force plates. Those are expensive tennis balls. You can buy them at a dollar store. We're gonna put that tennis ball on the outside of your trail foot just before your ankle. And what we're looking for is we want to feel like as you're starting to turn and load into that, you're trying to screw your foot down into the ground, and the tennis ball gives you something sort of to bank onto. And that's what we're looking for as you coil up to the top. We don't ever want to elongate and lock out this leg. We want to feel like we're trying to screw the foot into the ground, and as that happens, the body sort of spirals up as you turn and rotate, and that's what we're looking for. A couple practice swings to get a good feel for that. Turning up to the top and then feeling a little bit of lateral, almost like you're pushing off that bank to start your transitional phase, and then down from the top is a great way to feel like, okay, can I get some good ground force reactions from this trail foot? Turning and coiling and rotating up to the top of my backswing. And then just hit a couple shots slow. It doesn't need to be overly fast as you work off that golf ball. Feeling like you're trying to load into that trail foot, and then down from the top is a great feel to be able to turn and rotate really well from the top. Now, one of my favorite drills that you can do on the range or at home, take an alignment stick, or you can just put a weight down, fitness band or rope, and all you're gonna do is take out the tension of the fitness band, get into posture, and from here, all you want to do is learn how to basically floss this fitness band or the rope back and forth because you're rotating, not because you're pulling your arms. It's not like a lawnmower action here. I wanna feel like I'm trying to turn my body, and that's gonna keep you inside your tilts as you get both into your backswing, a little bit of shift, and then the downswing. It's a great drill for both. Then you're gonna take those same feels. Now, of course, the sequencing of the golf swing is gonna be club head, hands, arms, into the downswing, right? So don't go, don't floss off the golf ball and open that hip a bit too early. We wanna get the club head, the hands, the arms to go first, then the hips open, then we come down and through, and that's what we're looking for in a good sequencing. But the same feeling of opening the body is what we're looking for, and then turning and rotating back into the downswing. That's a great movement that we want. It's a good drill for that. Now, we can take that same fitness band that we used in an earlier drill, and we're going to put it behind your back. These are for the golfers that make a swing where they don't quite turn and rotate, and all they do is they collapse the trail arm, what feels like a turn, but it's not really, and it creates some bad golf shots. We don't want that. So what we're looking to do is we want to take this band and we're going to put it as high up your back as you can. So it's going to go underneath your armpits and then looped into your thumbs. From here, as you turn and rotate, get up to the top, you're trying to get that arms as wide as you possibly can at the top of your backswing so that you have to turn and stretch those arms out. From there, then of course, we want to feel like we're trying to get the hands back down in front of us and then down through that ball. Start slow, get comfortable, really feeling like I want to get nice and wide, good turn here, hands down, and you can feel that if you let off that band, it's just going to collapse into you. You don't want that. So nice wide at the top, down and through. So what we're looking for, it's a great drill to make sure that trail arm doesn't collapse as you turn and rotate. Now, obviously, if you follow me, you know I'm a big fan of doing motions off of the golf course, off of the driving range to build good motor patterns. Grabbing some weight. Kettlebell works great because you can hold almost like a golf club. I want you to get comfortable. How would you turn and rotate while keeping this weight out in front of you? Now, from here, I really feel like I'm already starting to load into that foot, screw it into the ground. And then as I get comfortable with swinging this weight back and forth because I'm shifting pressure, then I want to feel like I'm going to start getting that thoracic to turn, which then brings up the arms, and then my hip opens. And then from here, it's like, okay, can I feel like I'm really loading back this way? For those golfers that sort of elevate an early extender on their backswing, you'll feel the weight sort of go this way. We don't want that. We want to feel like we're trying to get this right hip back and behind us. We're just going to turn and rotate whilst I still stay in posture. That's what we're looking for. It's a great drill to build that strength, both in the glutes, thoracics, and build muscle memory for when you get a club in your hand. So now we're gonna get into some downswings, some rotations, some proper rotations, and we got lower body rotation, then we'll get to upper body rotation. For someone that doesn't get proper lower body rotation, this is one of my favorite drills. All you need is an alignment stick through your belt loops or driveway marker, and then you're gonna put one in the ground down your heel line. So it's just past my heels, in my address position. From here, what we're trying to do, and obviously it's close enough that I'm gonna actually knock it over. Our goal is in our swing, we wanna feel like we're making good motions, we're turning and rotating up to the top, but once we get to the top, we're gonna feel that little bit of lateral motion towards the target, which is a transition. We need that, that's important. But then once I feel like that's happening, I wanna feel like my job is to try and knock over this alignment stick before I strike the golf ball, because that's gonna get my hips to turn open properly. I'm not spinning my hips, right? I'm forcibly opening my hips because I'm going to put force in the ground this way, which we'll get into the next drill. But if I put force out this way, guess what's going to happen? Is my lead hip's going to go back and I'm going to bang over this alignment stick. Start slow. Again, it's not a race. And what you're trying to feel is those proper motions in your golf swing to be able to turn and rotate down from the top so that you can knock over this alignment stick just like that, which is great. And so you can see as I turn and rotate, boom, the alignment stick's knocked over. Now, did I hit a good golf shot? No, that's not the point of the drill. The point of the drill is to get comfortable with the motions. Then I get rid of those and I retain the feel to then hit a good golf shot. That's what we're looking for in that drill. Now we've got that same tennis ball that we used on our trail side, but now we're gonna use it on the lead side. We're gonna put the tennis ball down on the ground near the toe box, but a little bit more on the outside of the toe box. So right about here, obviously you can see that from face on, not dead face on. We wanna be able to have a little bit of a bank this way so that when we get into our transitional phases, which is around shaft parallel, lead arm parallel, we should be starting to feel like we're trying to almost fall back onto that lead side. We wanna feel almost like we're trying to fall back into the tennis ball. The pressure is starting to build and ramp up into the tennis ball so that we can push our pressure out that way through the tennis ball, and almost like you're trying to kick the tennis ball out that way. Not straight into the ground, because that's vertical, so that would be going this way. We don't want that. We want to feel like we're trying to push and bank that foot, which is going to drive this lead hip back and around the corner. And that's how pros turn and rotate. Pros don't get up to the top of their backswing and open up their hips by spinning them. They're forcibly putting pressure into the ground properly. This would be anterior, posterior forces with the lead foot and the trail foot. We're mainly working on the lead foot right now. So all I want you to do, a couple of practice swings. Feel free to put the club out in front of you. It's like, okay, once I feel like that club has worked back and I'm building that energy to get, to float up towards the top, as that's starting to float towards the top, I want to feel like I'm trying to load or unweight into this tennis ball. And then from there, I want to feel like I'm going to explode out of that tennis ball and push it out that way. That's what we're looking for. Then as you get comfortable with that, start hitting a couple of shots. Again, they do not have to be fast at the beginning, just very deliberate. Getting up to the top. All right, I feel like I'm loaded into that. Then I'm going to work down and explode out of it. I'm trying to get my left hip behind my right hip. That's what we're looking for in this drill. So again, working off the golf ball, up to the top, down and through. This is going to peak a ton of force into that lead foot. Now, of course, there might be something out of position earlier in your swing that is limiting you from rotating into your downswing, into the backswing, which I honestly think is the most important part of the swing. We want to have a good couple components, right? We want to get the hips somewhere between 40 and 45 degrees. We want to get the shoulders somewhere around 90 degrees. If you have some limitations, that's okay. Lots of people do. How do we work around that? Like as I mentioned earlier, maybe we drop that right foot back. Maybe you need to work on, some of your flexibility, your mobility, and your strength. These are great things to work on. But if your face is out of position, if your shaft is out of position, it's going to be hard to rotate properly in the downswing. That's why you might make a functional pattern of stalling and flipping. If you need help with that, or you need help with the rotation, please find me on the Skills app. I'd love to help you out. I'm going to run a giveaway this month. So in November, if you comment what you would like me to cover in my next YouTube video in the comments below, if you like it and you're a subscriber, I'll put you into the contest for your chance to win 1 month of unlimited golf lessons with me on the Skills app. So just in the comments, throw what you'd like me to work on. Otherwise, hopefully you enjoyed this video and it helps you out.